So now I modded a TM bed and worked with a group. We now have a mode, so since we installed Wi-Fi chips, unlike the Flipper Zero, we have a market for apps that are made by the community and themes, everything. Like here's an example. So like as you can see, like I can go into tools, App Store, device info, decoding, lock device, because it doesn't come with that automatically. Utilities, we got a calculator, crypto prices, flashlight, just a JavaScript tester, basic web browser, scientific calculator. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is a fun one. So we already got a Wi-Fi brute forcer built in, and I already pre-programmed a master dictionary list, but you can upload more word lists for more brute forces. It even has audio, cricket, then you have your, tone generators, Morse code, and the tone generator is important for old school hacking, like real old school. We got IR brute forcing, IR2 keyboards, radio frequency. This I'm very proud of. I had to help to finish it. This will crack rolling code on brand new car remotes. It can catch them, it can decode them, it can even copy them, because rolling code has a counter in the car clicker and the car, and they always have to match. Protopirate right here can do that for us. And we also have a brand new radio frequency brute forcer. So if you don't have their car key already saved, you can brute force it open. So that's a small example. So I base this device in Java, whereas the OS I run on here is Python and C++ a little bit. But the biggest advantage is, so here on my new series of embeds that I added, LoRa radio and GPS, they come built in with Wi-Fi, and as you see, you don't have really any external antennas. But sometimes you do want that range, so I also customize. Give me one second, everybody. I apologize. Oh, you know what? I think I might have mailed it out. I actually make a special upgrade for this that has 2 additional antennas to replace your CC1100 and your Bluetooth. And then I use a soldering iron to make a little hole here, and I run in a GPS antenna. And then we use the 4-prong GPIOs to shove a LoRa chip in there too. It's even got a built-in Bluetooth chip. We can scan, we can make beacons, we can do bad USB and bad Bluetooth. Even keyboard takeovers, spams. So I used to be a very, very heavy advocate of the Flipper. It was a great device when it first came out. And we started modding and made some great things with them. But these new TM beds have the hardware that the Flippers just never really came with. And I'll give a demonstration here. A partial one. So here's your normal Flipper Zero. Now, when we come in here, all we have is Bluetooth. And then we have sub-gigahertz, short range, because built-in antenna. We have infrared. We have... Now, the Wi-Fi Marauder will not work unless... Now, this is why I've converted from using Flippers to TM beds. Because the Flipper requires a GPIO addition to add a CC1100 chip to it. But with a brand new type of GPIO board we got, the new 3-in-1. We get 3 antennas, sub-gigahertz. I'm not going to plug them all in. But we have a wire antenna here, like a old car one, for your sub-gigahertz frequencies. We get a second antenna down here. And we get another one over here for our Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. That all has to be added on with a chip like this to the flipper, where this can do everything this can do with this attachment, plus imagine the long antennas. This can do all of that without the bulk. So, new recommendation. Plus the color screen is just kind of a choice little option. So, I'm very big in cyber security and privacy. So another couple things that we offer and build are travel routers. So everybody's heard of the Wi-Fi pineapple. This is the mango. I sell it in a couple of different versions. So you have the slight, I guess you would call it like stock, or the most basic version of the model you could get. Let me put this one on real quick because they each have a different attachment. So for the basic, which is, will run most of your Wi-Fi pineapples, we just have one antenna, put it to a battery pack, clip it in a backpack. Now, if you want to surpass the Hack 5 Wi-Fi pineapple, I have done that. So using the Wi-Fi mangoes that you just saw, I doubled the RAM in them, so they have twice the RAM that a normal Wi-Fi pineapple has. They also don't have much memory. Mine have 256 gigs, so it has every plugin, every app, and even some that do not appear on the Hack 5 store. And those are exclusive to my pineapple. Now this is the expensive fully done one. I know it may not look fancy. However, this does 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It has 4 antennas in here. It will not, and I already have every plug-in, so if you just turn it on, connect it to a Wi-Fi network, you can turn that Wi-Fi off, make this a man in the middle. You can copy cell phones through connections, bad, evil portals. There are so many uses for the pineapple or the mango. But there's one very inexpensive piece of tech people overlook because it's not very flashy or talked about. And you also have to know a little bit about computers. So this has been reprogrammed into a travel router. It has been reprogrammed into a mango. But we also have this option. Okay, it looks the same, I just don't write mango. It's just this. You plug it into any Ethernet or connect to any Wi-Fi network when it's plugged in. It has a pre-programmed in VPN that will give you an unlocked instant internet access to any Ethernet port you can find anywhere in the world. And it can also relay Wi-Fi if you wanted to steal Wi-Fi, like public Wi-Fi, and relay it. It will do that, and a bunch of other things. I do apologize that this one says mango on it, because this is one of my mangoes. I only have one of the actual routers left. But as I was speaking of antennas, so for our new board, we have an extendable that gives you about maybe 150, 200 meters. And then these two little extra bad boys. And those screw onto the board. But once again, this device will do what these 3 antennas and this plugged into here is all already built inside this device. Now, anybody can buy these on Shopee, Amazon, you name it. They're very easy to come across. However, it's not the device you're really paying for with me. I make custom OSs and apps, so we can do some pretty cool stuff, and I do to order. We also do Arduino and basically any Raspberry Pi, Arduino board, single board computer, we program. Well, I program for whatever you want. This one is the Pico, the light. All you have to do is plug this in, give it some power from your either your smart TV or computer, and it will turn into a complete ad blocker, and it will block all tracking cookies. That's what this one's set up for, because this is the smallest. This is the Pico Lite. Not very powerful. But we also do have Pico 2s, which we can make bad USBs from. Oh, and let me grab it. Another fine product I am very proud to demonstrate on an upcoming episode would be this very indiscriminate looking flash drive. Nice little 256 gig. You have standard USB or C. But when you plug it into your computer, hit F12, and then you'll see USB bootloader tails. Select this. This is an entire encrypted computer that will only use your computer's RAM to operate. So, when it is unplugged, everything vanishes instantly. It also cannot be hacked because it has no password. If you want to add programs or updates, things like that, when you start it up, you have to set a password for the boot up. Otherwise, it does not have a password, meaning it can't be hacked, because to make any administration changes or views requires an admin password. So without having the password but requiring it, unhackable. Second, it automatically routes everything through Tor. It changes the MAC ID I believe I have it set right now at every 25 seconds. It changes, and it automatically goes through a proxy chain. That does have to be updated by the purchaser, but I do include a list of 100 active proxies at the time. So you can plug this into any computer and become a complete ghost on the internet. And it's very basic. When you first make one or buy one from me, I don't put much software on them. Very basic, just Office, Tor, encrypted, communications and crypto, things like that, because that's truly what the intention was. But to order, I can make the same device with Kali Linux, Parrot OS, which are for hacking too. Works the exact same way. Plug the USB in, and you just run off this, and you can have a whole computer that is outside of Windows or any monitoring. No need to reinstall a new OS when you can just boot off a USB. Or if you want to be fancy, I don't recommend them, but I do have them. I'm not going to dig it out of my parts box now. I have 2-inch by 2-inch hard drives that I can program the same way. I don't recommend. They might have a faster data transfer speed. However, it's a lot. It really does weaken a lot of it. Now, unfortunately, I gotta get the battery replaced. I sell these too. These are Tick watches. These are the only watch that comes with a Snapdragon, 64 gigs of memory, and a couple gigabytes of RAM. And what's currently flashed on here is Kali Net Hunter. So this is an actual Kali Linux hacking computer put onto a watch. These are very rare watches to find because it's only a specific model you can put the kernel on. When I put the battery in this one, I'll give a demonstration, because I'm able to turn off Wi-Fi, anything you could imagine that Kali can do, this can do pretty much also. Plus, a very handy little friend of mine came up with an ingenious solution with his 3D printer. So, we have incorporated bad USB. Real quick, just because I found it, I have a huge box of parts. So, as you can see, we have other shells. This one is being set up right now for new antennas. Longer ones, actually some pretty beefy ones too. We will be making ones for Wi-Fi 6. And there's one other one. This thing is going to be expensive if I put it up for sale, but I don't know if I will, because this one will be a completely unrestricted model, so that might not be the best choice to sell to people who can literally click a button and steal a car. So we might avoid that. Now we also have these. Now this is something people wonder about. This is an infrared light ring from a camera. Now we mount this at an angle above your license plate and then just cannibalize on some power to it. These infrared lights will shine over your license plate all the time. So if you get hit with a traffic camera, the infrared will make it appear as a giant white blur, completely erasing your license plate. And we have another way to do that with a special IR that we just cover the letters with. But that is a special technique I only do personally. Let's see. These are the new antennas that will be included if you want an upgraded Wi-Fi Pineapple. Well, Wi-Fi Mango, because, you know, Hack 5 made the pineapple, I made mango. But I have a new version to copy their master edition, which is like $1,000 because it has, I think, 10 antennas. The new edition features 3 of these bad boys, which are 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. And let me get a zoom out here so you can get an idea of size. So it's going to have 4 of these. 2 of these. 1 of these. And I don't have one of my GPS antennas. Those are on back order right now. But that will also be coming. Currently, I got an order in. Because people like to say they just buy, it's just cheap shit you buy. No. I make these. I solder the boards, I wire them, I build them from scratch. I order parts. So, anything you order with me does come with a 100% guarantee for replacement or refund if it does not function as you requested, and I guarantee. And there are instances where maybe you request a piece of technology I could possibly make, but not 100% sure. Those ones is a no refund process. I do apologize for that, everybody. But anybody that sends donation parts, and what I mean by that is like old cell phones and stuff, I will pay with software or special things like that. Because what I do is, instead of buying Raspberry Pis, get people to recycle your phones to you. So, crack it open. We're going to take the battery out here. take the screen off, and we have a nice little tray that we're going to plug this into, and this is going to become part of a crypto mining farm. But to reduce energy usage and everything, remove the screen, remove everything, and it just has to stay plugged in. Also helps keep it cooler, and we hook it up to this monitor right here where we can see all of our phones going at once. And currently I'm able to run basically a bot network of about 500 or so. Nothing too elaborate. We have some older single board computers that can be updated to anything you want. Like, you can call me the Frankenstein of tech. No one knows how it works because it's cobbled together from scrap. Or now that I live in Asia and can get parts easily and cheaply, the quality is much better. Back in the United States, most products were made from scrap because it was easier to recycle. And we 3D print now. So, for the Tick Watch, you can put this under it because they only will give you 2 prongs for power, not 2 for data. Now, you just put this on your wrist. And then you put the watch over it like normal. And that gives you a USB-C to run bad USB or controls of a computer system from the watch. Unfortunately, the watch does not possess enough battery power to add an extra antenna for, like, you know, some of the other devices' abilities. It just can't be done yet. Until we get some new type of watch battery or something. Impossible. I do apologize. Well, I don't know why I'm apologizing, but that's not my fault. Now, if you're a gamer, we can also help. So, this one's I gotta finish, but we will have a demonstration tomorrow. So as you can see, we just got a regular Nintendo Switch Lite. I got a new software and method that we will reprogram it basically into a Steam Deck. It will still have the Nintendo software, but as a game, will open up a new menu that connects to your Steam account so you can stream play. And aside from that, I don't have any to show because I'm sold out. I sell Linux phones or Graphene or Calyx OS. Depends on what level of security you're looking for. Graphene can't even be hacked by the government, but has zero Google anything. Then we have Calyx OS, which is almost impossible to hack, but sandboxes your Google apps. So you can still use the Play Store, and for those who do, I recommend, let me write it down so y'all can see it. There is an app anybody can download. It is called Aurora, and it is basically a one-for-one copy of the Play Store. But the difference is, when you go to Aurora, you don't have to log in. You can just go anonymously. And when you go anonymously, it keeps you from KYC on apps. And let me, there's that, remember. So I'm gonna hold these up so you can Google them. You have the Aurora Store and the F-Droid app. You can find these on GitHub. F-Droid is all free, open source, community-driven apps. And what's nice is they will tell you any tracking features, anything about it like that. Aurora Store is the Google Store, but anonymous. So none of your Google app purchases or anything can be tracked back to you.